You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. An ICE detainee has died in the Nassau County Jail. The 42-year-old was found unresponsive in his cell Thursday. County officials did not say how the man died. Now, this is the first known death of an ICE detainee in Nassau custody. Authorities have not identified the man or said where he lived. The sheriff's department says they are investigating. And a federal vaccine board has announced changes to COVID vaccine recommendations. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s new vaccine advisors have declined to recommend COVID-19 vaccines, leaving the choice up to the individual. The Food and Drug Administration has placed new restrictions on this year's shots, reserving them for people who are deemed at higher risk. In just a moment, we'll hear from a Stony Brook doctor about other vaccine changes coming from this board and what it means for Long Islanders. And the State Department of Transportation is announcing overnight road closures on the LIE. The HOV left and center lanes will be closed in both directions this weekend at exits 59, 58, 55, and 50. Crews will be replacing overhead HOV signs. The work is expected to be finished by Tuesday. And Suffolk Police will be holding a car auction tomorrow. About 100 cars, SUVs, and motorcycles will be up for grabs, starting at $500. The auction starts at 9 a.m. in West Hampton. And Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B stopped by a Long Island record store today. The singer is promoting her new album, Am I the Drama? Looney Tunes Records in West Babylon has recently been a pit stop for other artists like Selena Gomez and Joe Jonas. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather, shall we? And I have good news for you. It's going to be gorgeous. Tonight will be below 60s, but tomorrow we have sun with 70s ahead. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast to see how next week looks. And look at this. We're pretty much dry till Friday. Temps in the 70s. It's going to be nice overall. There's some changes coming to the U.S. citizenship test that could make it harder to pass. Sherry Einhorn tells us more.
Controversy over a new citizenship test that's longer and covers more material.
You want to come to this country, you need certain requirements you need to come in here. It's that simple.
The pool of questions jumps from 100 to 128. Test takers will now be asked 20 randomly selected questions instead of 10, and applicants need to answer 12 correctly to pass instead of 6. We tried to see if Long Islanders could answer some of the questions. How many amendments does the U.S. Constitution have?
Yeah, no clue.
27. What founding document said the American colonies were free from Britain?
Declaration of Independence?
Yes, you are correct. Who does a member of the House of Representatives represent?
The people.
What is Veterans Day?
You got me there. Yeah, I'm a veteran myself. I don't know.
The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service says by ensuring only those aliens who meet all eligibility requirements, including the ability to read, write, and speak English and understand U.S. government and civics, are able to naturalize, the American people can be assured that those joining us as fellow citizens are fully assimilated and will contribute to America's greatness.
I already did those, so I don't need to do it again.
Terry Blake took an exam 20 years ago after coming to the U.S. from Trinidad and Tobago.
It depends on the questions. I mean, if you put catch-22 questions to make people feel, then it's ridiculous. If it's proper questions, then it makes sense.
Jackie Chung's parents came from Italy as teens and went through what she described as a rigorous process to become citizens.
I just think it should have pretty high standards as far as, keeping everything the way the country was built.
With immigration policy at the forefront of the current administration, some advocacy groups worry the new test is simply another way to make it harder for some to become legal citizens.
I fear so. What I'm worried about is explicit political considerations working their way into our immigration system.
I think that there's certainly a very good case to be made that in conjunction there is a move away from a process that should be about integration to one that is a selective gatekeeping mechanism.
Anyone applying for naturalization on or after October 20th will take the new exam. For Newsday TV, I'm Shari Einhorn.
It's day 2 of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Panel meeting. Discussions revolved around vaccines recommendation for COVID-19, hepatitis B, and more.
Parents, when their child was 1 year of age, had the option to get a single vaccine containing an MMRV or 2 vaccines, one that contained MMR and a second shot that contained V or varicella. What ACIP did was take away the choice from parents and only recommended the 2 separate shots, which means that your child at 1 year of age will get 2 vaccines, one that contains MMR and a second dose that contains V or varicella. They in no way recommended to not give the vaccine or to hold it, but rather to give it at the age it is recommended, but as 2 separate shots. ACIP did not change the current recommendation for infants prior to leaving the hospital getting the first dose of hepatitis B vaccine. I think Long Islanders should still discuss with their child's pediatrician the pros and cons of getting the vaccine at birth, putting it off, and what that means for them and their child.
How does a $75,000 a year Long Island Railroad car repairwoman make $331,000 in 1 year? As you might suspect, the answer is overtime. Lots and lots and lots of overtime.
I don't know who could make that type of money in such a short amount of time.
Newsday recently examined pay records for some of the railroad's top overtime recipients in 2023, including its highest OT earner, train car repair worker Martina Eugene, who made $240,000 just in overtime that year.
I got my hands on Eugene's pay records for all of 2023, and they're really eye-opening, even if some of these figures seem to defy logic. On some days, she's credited with working more hours in a day than there are hours in a day. On her best day, she made nearly $3,000, the equivalent of 2 weeks' pay in a single day. On her best month, she made $36,000.
I stopped by Eugene's Brooklyn apartment to ask her how some of those figures were even possible. Eugene, who has since retired, didn't want to go on camera, but said she legitimately earned her overtime pay through hard work and long hours.
Why did you have so much more opportunity to work overtime than your colleagues at the Long Island
They wasn't
Railroad?
working. When it come to them, they say no. I said yes.
Why was that? Just
Some of them who have their wife, their husbands to go to. I'm single.
Okay, so you were able to just
I had nobody to go home to.
I know in recent years people have as much as quadrupled their base pay in overtime, this relating to work rules that can offer them several hours of pay for 1 hour of work. Can you talk about what's being done about this?
Well, we're making progress. A good way to look at it is hours. We reduced hours, overtime hours, by 255,000 in 24 compared to 23. So we're instituting a lot of oversight.
At the LIRR's Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn, some riders were willing to believe that Eugene earned her keep.
And she could prove that she put in the hours. Hey, it's nothing, if she's not doing nothing wrong to get that, I think it's fair.
Now, you may know that the MTA is right now involved in a big contract dispute with some of the unions at the Long Island Railroad. They want 16% raises over 4 years. Now, notably, the unions involved here, representing car repair workers, are not involved in this contract dispute. They already took a deal for 9.5% raises over 3 years and no changes to work rules. In Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn, for Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
At Shore-Wading River High School, girls soccer wasn't just a sport. It was a vision built by Coach Adrienne Gilmore. For more than a decade, she turned the program into a powerhouse and became one of the most beloved figures in the community along the way.
She cared so much about this program. It was her everything. I think Gilmore was like the one person that I really, really wanted to impress from like a young age. I looked up to her so much, not just as a coach, but as a person.
To her players, Gilmore was more than just a coach. she was family.
She was kind of like a second mom to me. I called her like my soccer mom.
She was so much more than a coach, and like she was someone like that I loved, and that I loved playing for.
In April, the community was stunned when Coach Gilmore passed away suddenly.
While it is a tragedy, we've also gotten to learn so much more about her through talking about our own stories, how much she's helped us beyond the field, how many other players felt like she was a mentor to them.
I wouldn't trade my time I had with Gilmore for anything, and I just wish sometimes that I had an extra moment with her. She inspires me every day to be a better person and player.
Coach Gilmore may not be here with them physically, but the team says they feel her presence every time they step onto the field.
She will always be with us. We all got new jerseys this year with our Adrian Gilmore patch on it. So if we ever need to physically be with her, she's always there with us. We have this on our shoulder, so before every game, we give it a kiss, and that truly just means a lot, knowing she's with us all the time.
Going into this year, every game, every practice, all I think about is, I know she's watching us, and I know she's proud of us.
Jolie Katzen, Newsday TV.
This is the Tableside mozzarella here at ITA in Garden City. Now let's go inside and see why they call ordering this an experience.
The first reaction when someone orders this Tableside is that the phone eats first. ITA is all about creating experiences that go beyond just dining.
Let's get started. Hey!
Hello!
How are you?
So we cut it right now. I put the salt and pepper. Now I have to put hot water. Now I have to move it for cooking.
Then the fun really starts. Look at this cheese pull. Oh man, already that looks awesome.
It's an art.
Love the showmanship. There it is. Very nice. We're in the splashdown, it's cool. More pulling.
Yeah, more pulling. Now we twist it.
So how many of these you make a night? How many things, on a Saturday night, how many of these you making?
20.
20 of them? That's a lot. It's a lot of mozzarella, huh?
Fresh basil.
A little balsamic glaze? Yeah, that's the best part.
We're very proud. We're happy to represent our Italian-American culture and bring that all to the table, Tableside.
Gotta get some roasted pepper in here. And of course some bruschetta. Put that on top. Boom, look at that bite. Excellent, the mozzarella is warm. Consistency is great. I'll eat 1,000 of these. Fantastic. Ken Buffa, Newsday TV.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC. Newsday is serving up Long Island's top 50 restaurants. Check out the best cuisines for every appetite with Newsday's ultimate guide for dining on Long Island. Now online at newsday.com/top50.
For more on the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. I'm Ken Buffa. More news coming up.